Hey, high levelers. Want to come here on this video and introduce a new feature that you may not have heard about yet, but it's currently in labs and it will be going live as of the recording of this video in about, I think, 36 days. So right now, this is called the team chat or internal team chat. So right now, why is this important? Number one, it's important because as you begin using Highlevel, you're going to end up having more and more people added into particular sub-accounts that work on your team. From it could be website designers, funnel builders, it could be social content creator, posters. It could be any number of people that you have added in your sub account that do work in certain areas of your sub account, of course, that with a restricted access. But this is a cool way now that you can communicate with these people directly inside of Highlevel without necessarily having to use an external tool like Slack or Teams or something like that, or even WhatsApp or whatever it is that you're communicating with, because now you can keep all of those messages pertaining to a particular sub account or in that a particular area in one place inside of Highlevel, which I think is pretty cool. Now, I'm going to show you where this thing is in here, but I also want to show you some of the other benefits of maybe you just can't quite picture or imagine it yet. But let's just say you have one VA that manages or has access to maybe your main business sub account, but then they also have access to other sub accounts as well. Now, the problem with this results in the fact that if you communicate with that VA on WhatsApp, then all the communication that you have across not only your sub account, but every client sub account is now contained in the same big, long conversation chat message. Now with this particular feature, you don't necessarily need to have WhatsApp. You can just simply communicate with them directly in Highlevel. The messages stay inside of their own personal inbox. They get notified whenever you send them messages, and the messages are stayed within the particular sub-accounts that the messages are sent from. Meaning, you don't necessarily have all the messages globbed together in one big conversation where you have to go through and search and scroll and find a particular message. You can simply go directly to the client, your sub account, or whatever account that you're talking about, then go to conversations area, then nail down the actual topic and search for it directly inside of the conversations area. So that is pretty cool. And it just allows for better organization inside of your company and just communicating in general, because now you have a long history of the communications that have happened and all of it at the sub account level. Without further ado, let's hop in and take a look at this feature. Okay, so here we are in one of my favorite demo companies, Global Agency. This is just going to be a fake company. And what I'm going to do here is, first of all, tell you how to turn this feature on. Now, right now, I want to just show you here, all of the stuff happens inside of the conversations area. So remember how we said we have conversations areas like the universal inbox or the all-in-one inbox or whatever it is that you use in your marketing to call this particular area of Highlevel. But conversations is where all of this communication is going to happen. But what I wanted to do is show you what the interface looks like now, because once you turn on internal chat, it changes. You start getting a couple of new features, and I'm excited to introduce you to them. Let me show you. First of all, we're going to come over here to settings, and we're going to scroll down to labs. Now, we scroll down to labs. What we've got here is this one right here, internal team, our internal chat for team collaboration. So right now, this is what we've got, and we want to go ahead and turn that feature on. So right now, again, a cool new feature that we've got. You do have to turn on in labs, and then when you turn it on, you come back in here. Wow, look at that. You get this sort of Outlook email kind of hierarchy, my inbox assigned to me, internal chat, team inbox. You start getting all these other cool inboxes, almost like it's an internal email editor. But keep in mind, this is for internal chats, okay? Internal communications that happen inside of Highlevel. But let me explain to you the different areas and the different boxes that we have here. So first of all, I'm going to try to blow this up a little bit more here. I'm going to get into some of the new things that you can do here. But for right now, the team inbox that we've got here, this is basically your old conversations area. Now, this right here will include anything, just like the old conversations area has. So any text, any email, any WhatsApp, anything that you get like that will show up in this area as unread, resets, all. You can access the same that you used to in conversations in the team inbox. That's just what they've called it. So that right there is where that happens. Now, just to let you know, all the security measures that you currently have in place or had before, where if a contact was only assigned to a particular person, those same security measures also happen here. So if you have a team member who's been assigned certain contacts, then they will only see the communications within those contacts here inside of the collaboration team inbox. So keep in mind that security hasn't changed at all. Now, what has changed is some of these other boxes down here. So my inbox and then internal chats. My inbox assigned to me. These are ones in which I am the contact owner, and these are the communications that are actually sent directly to me. This is just another way to see it inside of Highlevel, where you can click unread, reset, and so forth. But this new one is internal chat. This internal chat is where you can now start communicating just an instant message between two different team members, all within the Highlevel platform. So now you don't need to use an external tool like Slack and then wondering if they have their Slack open or not, because if they're working every day inside of Highlevel, then they should get notified. And I'm going to go over notifications a little bit later on in the video where you change those so you can figure those. But the person should be notified once they're inside of Highlevel that a new notification or new message has been sent to them, allowing them to come and trigger this. Now, I do want to let you know that once you enable the internal team chat inside of Labs, it's configured or enabled for everybody. So this conversations area will be updated for all the team members that you currently have. It's not something that you have to do on a per user basis, just to let you know. Now, here's some of the other cool things that we can do here. So if we click on new here, I love this. It's a very easy and nice interface to have. But let me explain to you some of the things that we can do here in this section. The direct message is, I'm not really going to go over that. That's basically the same as conversations where you would just pick a particular contact and send that contact an SMS, an email, however you want to communicate with them. That's basically the exact same way you used to do it inside of conversations before this feature was implemented. So again, they do have that there. That's what the direct message is. But this direct message, again, is to be sent to a contact. Now, here's what's important. The direct message and the group message, both of which refer to contacts. Okay, inside of Highlevel. The internal chat is only for team members and cannot be accessed through the contact records, meaning you can't add a contact into an internal chat. You can only add team members, and I'll get to that in just a minute. But the direct message is one-to-one, but now they've done this nice group message. So right now, if you wanted to, we can click on this group message. I'll tell you what, let me just show you what the direct message. So direct message, again, this looks very similar. You would just simply put in a contact's name. Here's a fake contact, but that right there is somebody that you could select. And then once you select them, you could just simply click continue and it comes up and you have the conversations area over here, just like you had before. Okay, makes sense? Hopefully that's all good. Now, if you wanted to, you can send a group message. This is where you can actually send out through a phone number. You can create sort of a group chat message. Again, I'm not sure if this is important to you, but you can select the main phone number in your account and just simply select a couple of people here that you want. You have to select at least 2. I don't know if there's a maximum on this one myself, but you can just simply create like a text group inside of Highlevel. And then when somebody replies to the group all gets the messages and so forth. The point of that is to be able to share the phone numbers from all the contacts within the group so that the group can share in on that. So that is a new feature with that. Not really, in my opinion, the most important feature here. I really like the ability to sit back and do the internal chat because this right here is where you don't need a third-party tool anymore. So you don't need to have the Facebook Messenger, the Instagram DM, if that's how you Instagram people, and you have all that back and forth communication. You can still do that if you want to, but not regarding the business that you want to discuss inside of Highlevel. You can keep that chat conversation separate from another conversation. So you might have a question about billing. Hey, I invoice you something. You don't want to have all the invoice crap inside of Highlevel. You just want that to be particular regarding your client or your business. So let's go ahead and see what this is about. Now here we see new internal chat, but right now the participants, if we take a look here, are only the people that are configured inside of my team, inside of the team settings. And I'm going to take a look at this when I show you the notifications area, because now that this feature has been added and updated, there are new notification settings that can be adjusted or configured at the user level regarding team chat or private communications. So right now, if I wanted to, I can just simply select 1 person, 2 people. Notice I can include any number of people that I want. And then when I go ahead and click on start chat, it opens up a new window where now I can simply do a chat. I can sit, if you take a look here, this is not quite as robust as the direct messaging feature that you have. You don't have all of the buttons down here at the bottom. Let me see if I can show you this, if I can blow this up here. So notice here at the bottom, you do have the ability to attach files. So if you want to send a file, if you want to send an image for something like your social media content creators, hey, here's the new social media posting file that I want you to post for this next month, or here's the updated image for that. You could do that. You can also send and insert emojis. You can do things like that inside of the chat. But then when you do that, now what happens is that I'm communicating with another internal user of my system. Now, when that person logs in, I can simply come here and say, not that I would actually send this, hello, Jane, how is work going? So I can simply do that and to get the feedback on this. So now let's take a look and see how this looks from Jane's perspective. Now, I want to sit back and show you 2 different ways of doing this. One way works, the other way doesn't. Now, one of the things I always like to do is I like to use this change user feature built into Highlevel to change the view of my Highlevel to maybe a VA or something like that. Maybe the VA is out sick and I need to approve some social media posting or something like that. And only they have permissions to do it. And then I can't under my user account. So what I can do is come up here to the top, go to login as, and I can simply come and log in as that particular user. And then I'm basically now doing things inside of Highlevel as that particular user. However, because of the way this internal chat is designed, and I don't know if this is just because it's still in labs or in beta, but notice that you do not have the internal chat feature here. Okay, you do not have the ability, you just have direct message and group message. There is no internal chat feature. Once you log in as this particular person, with the login as function. So just want to keep that in mind. You're not going to be able to see that particular message. And I think that could just be a security thing that they built in there, Highlevel built in, just to make sure that not anybody that has admin access can see or read messages from another user. I think that could be a security measure, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch back to my account now. And what I want to do is I just want to show you that rather than going that way, I've got another incognito window where I'm logged in as Jane directly. Now, when I do log in as Jane, notice that I do have the internal chat. If I look at this, I do see the message here. And likewise, I see the message, hello, Jane, how is things going? And then from here, I can just great, thanks for asking. So right now, you can simply reply back. And now the message comes back again. So this right here, again, is just the way it looks like from the other user's perspective. But I did want to show you that one little login as feature I found out when I was trying to do it that way. I was trying to figure out why the inbox wasn't showing. And then when I found out and logged in a different way, I realized it was a security issue with having that particular person maybe reading their email. So anyway, that's what I've got. And if I come back here to my unread messages, I now see that Jane Smith has replied. Great, thanks so much. So again, this right here, it's not rocket science. It's tools that you've already used, but I just wanted to show you what it looks like inside of Highlevel because I think it's pretty cool that now that feature is available inside of Labs if you want to turn it on and then begin doing that kind of communications moving forward. Now, one other thing I want to show you before I go into the notifications here is once you already have a chat going, notice that over here in the top right, I'm going to blow this up. Notice that I have the two people here who already have access to the chat. I can add another user into this. So if I wanted to, I'm going to blow this back out, click on add user, and let's just say I want to bring John in on this one. So I can bring John in on this one and add him to this conversation as well. And now this conversation will show up inside of his box as well. So people can be added after the fact. It doesn't have to be something rather static, which I think is pretty cool because you might have one chat open and you might need to bring in another specialty or maybe another team member that has to give some clarification on the issue. So once you bring in the team member, they can now see the chat message and things like that. So anyway, that's just the basics of the new team chat. Again, it's very self-intuitive, very basic. You just have to know where the things are. Now, the last thing I want to do is hop into the particular settings and show you where we can have the staffing. Now I'm going to go inside of Jane's profile here. Now inside of here, what I want to do is go to the notification sections. And now inside of the notification sections, if you're not familiar, this is where, again, people can communicate. I'm going to try to blow this up as best I can behind me. So notice right here, we've got, this is in-app, meaning you'll get notified from a little pop-up once you're logged into Highlevel. You can do email or SMS. These are also options that you have if you want to have them get emails for certain notifications or things like that. But just one of the things I do want to, blow this up again here. Notice that some of these are already going to be present, but you have now notify me when I'm added to an internal chat. Okay. Now notice right here, it says in-app web only. Okay. So right now these messages aren't pushed. It looks like to the mobile app. It looks like you have to be logged into the web and you'll get the message pop up inside of the web browser and then notify for only messages and internal chats, things like that. So there are a couple of things that you can do inside of here if you wanted to. I'm not sure if that works. I haven't actually tried the email or SMS portion, but you could try it. But these are some additional notifications that you can have set for your users to let them know whenever a new internal message comes in and takes place. So anyway, I hope you found that useful. If you did, smash the like button, leave me a comment if you think it's useful, or if you think they need to add something else to it, we can always drop that on the ideas board for Highlevel. But guys, thanks so much for hanging in there with me. If you have not subscribed to my channel, smash the subscribe button. I always appreciate your support and you guys have a great day. Bye-bye.